It's Friday, September 26th, 2025. Welcome to episode 173 of the Alameda Postcast, an audio service of the Alameda Post. I'm your host, Scott Bueller. In this edition of the Postcast, a fire on Otis. A high-speed chase ends at the Park Street Bridge. A change in the school board. College of Alameda tackles food insecurity. More public EV chargers. Alameda Pride just around the corner. Another weekend packed with events. Congratulations to the Sandwich Board. And lots to celebrate for local baseball fans. These stories and more on this episode of the Alameda Postcast. Our top story, at about 11:45 a.m. on Monday, a backyard fire broke out on the 3200 block of Otis Drive. As AFD spokesperson Kevin Tidwell told the East Bay Times, the blaze damaged a pair of backyard detached garages and sheds. According to that same report, fire crews saw smoke and fire burning in the backyard of the residence when they arrived on the scene. The fire spread to the detached garages and sheds and damaged the house. Fortunately, the AFD crew of 33 firefighters at the scene were able to put the fire out within 25 minutes and were able to keep it from spreading to any other nearby buildings. The two homes, situated directly behind the one where the fire started, were not affected. Due to concerns about the smoke, Alameda Unified School District issued a shelter-in-place for Otis Elementary and Lincoln Middle, located just a few blocks away from the site of the fire. That shelter-in-place was lifted at 12:15. AFD firefighters remained at the scene past 1:30 to monitor hotspots and clean up. Story and pictures at alamedapost.com/news. The next day, there were lights and sirens of a different type in Alameda. Around 7 p.m. on Tuesday, social media was buzzing with reports of a high-speed chase in town. Then folks noticed the Park Street Bridge was closed. Turns out the two were directly related. The Alameda Post reached out to City of Alameda Communications Director Sarah Henry, who stated, quote, Tuesday night at 6:55 p.m., the California Highway Patrol was involved in a vehicle pursuit in Alameda for a wanted violent felony suspect. The suspect crashed into the Park Street Bridge safety barriers, causing significant damage, and was arrested by CHP. The bridge was closed for 3 hours while repairs were completed. End quote. This was not an Alameda police action, and thus far CHP has yet to issue a statement on the incident. The bridge was reopened shortly after 10 p.m. Story at alamedapost.com/news. This past Tuesday, recently elected school board member Malia Hall submitted her resignation, which was accepted by the Alameda County Office of Education. So far, no official word has been issued as to the reason for Hall's departure, although some online commenters have noted that Ms. Hall's attendance record has been allegedly spotty. In her Alameda Post column, AUSD Senior Manager of Community Affairs Susan Davis stated that the process to fill Hall's seat would be detailed in the coming weeks. In that same article, Ms. Davis noted that AUSD is now accepting applications for 3 seats on the Parcel Tax Oversight Committee. The committee comprises 11 community members, including parents and guardians, and district employees. It will meet 4 to 6 times over the next year to review the district's compliance with the terms of Measures B1 and A in 2024 through 2025. To be considered for a seat on the committee, you must be an Alameda resident. Details on the committee and a link to the application can be found in Susan Davis's article at alamedapost.com/alameda-life. Turning to higher education, what used to be a couple of tables that offered free food once a week at the College of Alameda Student Center has been expanded to provide daily free meals and groceries to help combat student food insecurity, according to a report by COA student Cassandra Hernandez in Peralta Gems, the community college district newsletter. This food giveaway, known as Tasty Tuesday, provided catered meals and fresh produce from the college's garden. COA President Melanie Dixon, quote, worked hard behind the scenes, end quote, over the summer to get the budget increased for better food services, according to the Gems report. Tasty Tuesday now offers free meals and groceries every weekday from 8:30 a.m. until 3 p.m. while supplies last. The program previously worked with local businesses to get meals on campus, but the new food service will be working with caterer Pacific Fine Food, which will provide a revolving menu. Meals will always include both meat and vegetarian options, and breakfast will be available from 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. All students need to pick up a free meal is their COA student ID with the current semester sticker. Full story at alamedapost.com/news. On Monday, a small group of EV drivers and Alameda officials gathered in front of Everett Commons, the housing complex for low-income residents and veterans, at 2437 Eagle Avenue. The occasion? the installation of EV chargers provided through a partnership between the City of Alameda, the Housing Authority of the City of Alameda, and the private company It's Electric. The chargers provided by It's Electric are curbside and publicly accessible. Anyone can pull up to the parking spots and charge their car for 40 cents per kilowatt hour. By comparison, charging at a private home or building through Alameda Municipal Power is 50 cents a kilowatt hour during peak, but 16 cents off-peak. Of course, for those who live in multi-unit housing, charger accessibility is an issue, thus this program. Drivers can sign up on the It's Electric app to receive a free charging cable they can use at the charging stations. After charging their car, drivers pack up the cable, take it with them. 20% of the revenue collected from the charging stations goes to the property's owner, in this case, Alameda Housing Authority. City of Alameda's Sustainability and Resilience Manager Danielle Mueller initiated and coordinated the installation of the new chargers. It's Electric responded to the request for proposal, which was initially launched in February of last year. They provided funding for 10 of the chargers at no cost to the city. Mueller is currently trying to secure transportation grants to fund 20 more chargers. Get the story and a link to the It's Electric app in Gene Chen's article at alamedapost.com/news. Alameda's 4th annual Pride celebration, themed Together We Rise, kicks off on Saturday morning, October 11th, and continues throughout the day and evening with live music, dancing, food, fun, and vendor booths throughout downtown Alameda streets and parks. This year, Alameda's Pride celebration coincides with National Coming Out Day, which happens every October 11th, celebrating those who choose to publicly acknowledge being a member of the LGBTQ+ community. It all starts with a 5K fun run and walk for all ages that begins at the Elks Lodge, followed by family-friendly Pride in the Park in Chichenio, and a block party afterward on Alameda Avenue. Schedule and details on how you can participate as a volunteer or vendor at alamedapost.com/alameda-life. So that's your calendar for Saturday the 11th. If you're making plans for this weekend, we're here to help as always. Amanda Laird's weekly All-Around Alameda column has highlighted some of the best events. The popular Downtown Alameda Stroll series returns tonight, Friday. This time, the featured libation is rum. Ticket holders will visit more than 10 unique downtown shops and spaces to enjoy premium rum tastings from a superb selection with savory or sweet bites paired with many of them. When last I checked, VIP tickets were sold out, but regular and designated driver tickets remained. If you're looking for something a little more family-friendly, Alameda Recreation Parks Department presents the final Starlight movie in the park tonight with a showing of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 at Laydecker Park on Bay Farm Island. The film is rated PG. Bring your own lawn chairs and blankets, no barbecue grills, alcoholic beverages, or pets, please. 4th Saturday means the Myers House and Gardens open for tours from 1 to 4, still one of the best-kept secrets in Alameda. Also on Saturday, Alameda Walks with Dennis Evanowski and the annual Family Fun Ride around Alameda. Details on these events in Amanda Laird's All-Around Alameda column at alamedapost.com/alameda-life. More events at 94501.info, including stand-up comedy at Dragon Rouge, the IYC Women's Sailing Seminar, and the Soiled Dove Circus continuing at Radium Runway. These and many more events, both local and regional, at 94501.info. Congratulations to local favorite The Sandwich Board. In case you were thinking it's been a bit busier than usual lately, you're right. When the San Francisco Chronicle restaurant critics published their latest list of the top sandwich spots in the Bay Area, Alameda was proudly represented by our very own Sandwich Board. The Chronicle noted, quote, "Hard to beat the turkey delight on Dutch Crunch, gussied up with avocado, pepperoncinis, and sprouts," end quote. So once again, words out about the good food here in Alameda. Some well-deserved kudos for Michael Lee and company. More good food and drink in Alameda. Head to alamedapost.com/alameda-life for my visit to Alameda's latest tap house, the East End's Park Station. More local pride. Last episode, I told you that the Oakland Ballers were facing an uphill climb, down 0-2 in their best-of-5 Pioneer League Championship Series. Well, it turns out some home cooking was just what the doctor ordered. The faithful turned out in droves at Raimondi, and the Ballers beat the Idaho Falls Chuckers 3 straight to take the title in only their second year. This on top of posting the best regular season record in Pioneer League history. Make plans for next season. I have to say the Ballers fan experience is one of the best in the game. Congrats to another local baseballer. Alameda's own Brian Wu helped the Seattle Mariners secure their first AL West title since Ichiro's rookie year of 2001. Brian finished the regular season with a 15-7 record and a sparkling 2.94 ERA, more than 1 run better than the league average. Even more impressive, Brian is 3rd in all of Major League Baseball in the stat known as WHIP, walks and hits per innings pitched. His number, .93, that means on average, he lets less than 1 base runner on per inning. Well done, Brian. Here's to a deep playoff run. Hope you can join me Sunday at 8 a.m. on KCSM HD2 for the Alameda Connection. This week's guest, Evan Philippi of the Pacific Pinball Museum. Follow the show on Instagram at Alameda Connection. If you can't tune in, you can catch encore episodes on the show's YouTube channel, once again at Alameda Connection. You can help support local news by heading to alamedapost.com/donate. Find us on all the usual social media outlets. Find the Postcast wherever you get your podcasts, or simply tell your smart device to play the Alameda Postcast podcast. I'm Scott Peeler, back next Friday with episode 174 of the Alameda Postcast.